Welcome to my shop. I'm Josh, and today I'm going to show you how to take a knife that looks like this and make it look like this. If that's something that you're interested in, this knife started out looking just like this. It was a Victorinox Farmer that it's one that I've actually modded. I put a flex cut whittling blade in there where there used to be a can opener, and that was in a previous video of mine. So if you're interested in that, go check that video out. But if you want to see this, stick around. So silver Alox is the kind of original one. They're pretty widely available, but there's lots of other colors out there that are anodized aluminum. You can get red and green and blue and black and all kinds of different colors. But I ordered mine in silver. I liked the silver, and then I saw somebody on the interwebs that had painted one with nail polish and then sanded it down a bit and got that nice weathered patina on there, and I really like the looks of that. So the cool thing about this is it's not really permanent, but it will stick around pretty well. Being nail polish, you can always clear it off with some acetone, and the little bit of sanding that you do doesn't really do anything to the aluminum. So as long as you're careful around the shield and stuff, you really don't have to worry about damaging the scale in any way too much. So you just strip it off if you don't like it with some acetone, and you come back later, you can change the color or go back to silver or do whatever you want. So it just makes it kind of interesting. And I like the looks of this black, so I'm going to do that to this one as well. This is my Pioneer X that I like a lot, and so we're going to give it a shot to make it look like this, and I'll show you how I did that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is clean your knife. If it's real grungy, soap and water, dry it off really well, obviously, and then use a solvent to wipe it down. I wiped mine down with some acetone already, so I know it's pretty good and clean. But it's not super pivotal that it's like extra clean, because you're going for a patinaed look anyway, so, you know, whatever. If you got a spot that doesn't take it too well, that's okay. The next thing to do is to mask off the shield. I like my shield to remain the color it is. And I don't want a chance getting something in there and having to try to get it out. So I'm just going to use some masking tape and cut it around with a shop knife to get a nice solid seal over that, so I don't have to worry about it too much. So the shield is masked off. I know I missed that edge there. My cutting was a little sloppy, but that's okay because it'll clean up where the silver is anyway. Just want to make sure the red is covered. And then get your nail polish of choice. I have black. I don't know anything about nail polish. This is just one that I grabbed. It was cheap. I have this red one that I use sometimes on tools to mark things, but it turns out more pink when it's thin, and I don't want it to look pink. So we're going black. And I don't know if you're supposed to shake it, but I don't know. I shake it. And then just start putting it on. Now you don't really have to get the edges, because you're going to sand that down anyway. You just really want to get the top and down into the recesses there between the nubs. And maybe avoid the rivets if you can, but it's not the end of the world. They'll clean up. So just put it on. If you get too crazy and you get some on the back springs or on the blades or something like that, not a real big deal. You can polish it off. It even actually scrapes off if you just kind of rub it with your fingernail or a little edge of wood or something like that. It comes off pretty easy on the polished steel bits. As you can see, we got both sides painted up pretty good. I'm not too worried about those edges because they will clean up and look just fine. So the next thing is to really just let it dry. So I just have a block of wood that I put a little hole in there, and we'll let her sit in there so we can do both sides at the same time like that. Probably could have put it in there while I was painting it, but anyway, we're going to let it sit until it's good and dry, and then we'll come back and hit it with a little sandpaper. Polish seems to be dry all around, so now it's time to go with sandpaper. So My sandpaper of choice is a 600 grit. I don't think it matters too much what you go with, as long as it's not too coarse. You want a pretty fine paper. It doesn't take much to take off the polish, and the polish clogs up the paper pretty quick. So you just keep moving through your paper, because it's gonna clog up, and you won't really be very effective. So something fine enough to not hurt the polish that you are going to keep on that aluminum. So here we go. I will put a mask on. I don't really know how good for you dust from nail polish is, so probably not good. So I'll put a mask on while I'm doing that. Alright, so all that's left to do is peel the tape off here. And we might have to clean that up a little bit. Looks pretty good to me. So there you have it. Nice bit of weathering or pocket wear look to a standard Alox scale, and how long will it last? I don't know. It's on there pretty good, because now it's only in the recesses. So I mean, I don't really know how long that's going to stick on there, but I think it'll stick for quite a while, long enough to have been worth the little bit of time it took to do it. You could always do it again, and you could change the color. If you don't like it, you just bust out some acetone and wipe it off and do it again. It would not be too hard to change the color. If you wanted, you could do seasonal sacs or whatever you wanted. So hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe as always. Leave me a comment, and thanks for watching.